Hey everyone, it's Charlie here from Daily Motor. Today we're going to take a look at the 2020 Hyundai Venue. We've got an SEL model parked out front, but first we're going to take a quick look on the computer, go over the specs, the build configurator, talk about the car a little bit, then we'll go take it for a drive and check it out. So, Hyundai's website here, pretty decent website. I was checking out the new Elantra a little while ago. Let's get over to the Venue. So to give you some context, the Venue is a subcompact SUV to the most to the furthest extent of that title, because they had the Kona already, and that was already what most journalists would consider to be a subcompact SUV. Hyundai lists it here as a compact. Really, the Tucson's more of a compact. So if we look at all their SUVs here, it's really pretty impressive that Hyundai's had so many new SUVs come out recently. We've got the Palisade, that just came out in the last few years. That's their big one. That's a full-size, 8-passenger crossover. Then you've got the Santa Fe, mid-size, 5-passenger. Tucson would be your compact. That was refreshed very recently, I think 2019, as well as the Santa Fe. Santa Fe might have even been 2020. Kona, that was new for, I want to say 2018, and that's a subcompact, really. It's not very large. And then the Venue is really tiny. You'll see when we head out there, I mean, sitting in the back, my knees they're touching the seat in front of me. There's really not too much space. So let's take a look here. The car starts at, is that 16.35 after destination? See, you always got to go into the configurator to get the real price of the vehicle. So let's start off with that. Build configurator here, SE, select, finish build. So you go down here and you see right there, they're including $1,000 savings. But the real base price of the vehicle, $18,470. Now what does that get you? One cool thing is it gets you a lot of different colors. We've got this green apple, a blue, gray, darker gray, black, white, which is the one we have right now is white. It looks quite good. And kind of a burgundy-ish red. I like that all of those colors are complementary. They don't cost anymore. Looks like you've just got one interior color combo here with the SE. Let's go back to, I want to go here to specs. Actually, let's check out trims. That's going to tell you everything you get in an SE. Actually, yep, you get a 6-speed manual. That's kind of interesting. Let's go, I just want to go to specs here. Okay, so in SE, you're not getting a sunroof, sliding armrest, leather-wrapped steering wheel, shift knob, blind spot warning, and rear cross-traffic collision warning. But they're just trying to upsell you on these higher trims. Don't be distracted by looking at everything you don't get. So for just over $18,000, all said and done, what are you getting? Importantly, you're getting standard forward collision avoidance with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist, driver attention warning, no one needs that. Bunch of airbags, bunch of safety features, a lot of new crossover buyers are looking for that. What else? Interior. 6-way adjustable seat. That's manual. They're all manual, though. I don't know if it even comes with a storage box. That's something I'd want to see. Let's take a quick look here. Gallery. Now, let's just do trims. Interior. Is this going to let me look around? Yep. So if you look there on the SE, you're not even getting a center flip-up armrest or compartment at all, and that's a little frustrating. Why do they have to upsell you so much just to get that? Because you see, you got to pay for the convenience package on top of the SEL just to get an armrest in the center. That's a little frustrating. Either way, you're getting a good amount of stuff. 8-inch touchscreen with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, steering wheel mounted audio controls, Bluetooth, 4 speakers. Those might not sound great. Manual air conditioning. Haven't driven the manual. Don't know if it's any good. But I would be interested to try out one of those SEs. But bumping up to the SEL here, let's build one of those. So an SEL, I wonder if there's a way, I think there's a way I can show you the differences here real quick. So in the SE versus SEL, you can see you're getting some extra roof rails, different grille. Kind of like, these are probably hubcaps, but I kind of like those wheels on the SE. Let's look at it in black. It's a sharp little package. And then the denim is kind of a weird trim. You're getting all the extras and goodies, but they're tacking on 17-inch wheels that actually do look really cool. And it only comes in this one color combo. It's kind of a bluish, probably supposed to be like denim, paint, and then a white roof. A lot of manufacturers are doing the different colored roof. So, SEL, what are you getting here? So convenience package, $1,150. Sunroof, sliding armrest, leather-wrapped steering wheel, and some of those safety features. The premium package for $1,750 gets you heated front seats, LED lights all around, 17-inch wheels, proxy key, and a few other goodies. So you see here, if you bump up, if you want to get those extra features in the SEL, you kind of have to pay an extra $3,000 anyway to get the two packages. Throw those in here and pick a better color. You need a different gray or black. Who wants gray inside? And you're looking at, all said and done, $23,270. And I believe, bringing it up here, that's the one we have as well. So here's the window sticker. We got that convenience package, the premium package, total price $23,405 out the door for our Venue. Now, specs on this vehicle. We're dealing with a 1.6 liter direct injection inline 4 with 121 horsepower and 113 pound-feet of torque. We've got a continuously variable transmission, but it's Hyundai's new intelligent variable transmission that uses a chain rather than a belt to drive the continuously variable transmission. It actually works pretty well. It's very responsive, doesn't really have that rubber bandy effect that you get with like CVTs from Nissan or a lot of other manufacturers. Fuel economy, EPA's recommending you're going to get 30 in the city, 34 highway, 32 combined. So, we getting anything else interesting on this car? Rear disc brakes, roof rails, we knew that. All right, so what sort of vehicles are going to be competing with this Venue? Well, let's do... Oh, I forgot to mention, the Venue is front-wheel drive only. So even though it is a crossover, you're not getting all-wheel drive. If you want that, you're jumping up to the Kona. It's supposed to be like a little city car. So we head on over to, let's do US news. Yeah, the Mazda, actually the CX-3 would be a really good comparison vehicle. So you're dealing with the Mazda CX-3 here. That's going to be a competitor, really small, really nimble, although you can get this with all-wheel drive, so that's something to consider. You've also got Honda's HR-V. Small vehicle, but very versatile inside. If you've ever been inside a Honda Fit or a Honda HR-V, you'll know you can fold the seats all which ways and weird, and also a pretty refined drive. Nissan also just came out with their Kicks. It's going to be slightly larger, but that's also a competitor. You can check out our review on that one. What else are you going to be competing with? Yeah, I guess Chevy Trax. That's going to be a competitive vehicle, as well as its sister, the Buick Encore. What else? Rogue Sport, Nissan's Rogue Sport. So, all these tiny, small SUVs. Some of them have all-wheel drive, some of them do not. Some of them have turbocharged engines, naturally aspirated. They're all pretty decent until you start getting into, like, I'm not a huge fan of the Chevy Trax, the Toyota CHR. Not very good. EcoSport, not very good. Outlander Sport. This, I know I'm kind of just reading off this list here, but I can tell you for a fact the Venue is better than all of these. For you, you have to consider what kind of driving you do. Are you trying to haul kids around? Are you putting car seats and strollers in the back? Or is it just you? You just want a little bit more flexibility. upright seating position, that sort of deal. All right, let's get away from the desk here and go get behind the wheel. Now the concept of a cheap car sure has changed a lot these days. This thing is sharp looking, it's got a good key, you got remote start, you've got safety features, you've got connectivity features. This is like an entry-level vehicle, and it's sure not coming off like it. Pretty much just paying for the size. I really like these taillight designs here. I will we'll get the car on, and in fact, if I remote start it, I wonder if we'll be able to see. Now it looks like since the lights aren't on, brake lights aren't coming on. Let me see if I can turn those on here for you. Hey, there we go. Hopefully you can see that in the video. It's kind of just a cool little design. It's subtle, but it sort of has this sparkly look to it. Let's take a look in the trunk here. Now, this load floor could be a little bit lower. I think in some of your competitors, I know for sure you're going to get a little bit of a lower load floor. The Nissan Kicks, oh wow, the vehicle shut off. I guess I didn't turn it on in time. You're going to have a little bit of lower load floor in some competitor vehicles, but you do get a spare, so that's good to see. Even if it is compact, you got your tools right on top there. I got some, actually, are these metal? I think these are just a hard plastic, but some tie downs right here that you could secure things to. Do you have grocery bag holders? Yep, you got a grocery bag holder there. Not one there though, so hopefully you're not picking up too many groceries. I like that there's a handle right here to close this. Very easy to do. Alright, let's hop in back. Taking a look here. I like this two-tone design. This might be what they consider gray, but I like that it's mostly black with some gray. I'll have to double check and see what they consider this to be. Oh, squeezing on back. So the seat right now is set for a 5'10" adult. That's me. And I'm a little bit tight back here. I mean, we're not talking like Mustang or 911 levels, but my knees are just about hitting. Fortunately, they have these little cutouts in the seat to give me a little bit of extra space, but I'm sitting pretty upright. My knees are kind of right there. There's no center armrest, and there's just a microscopic middle seat. Oh, yep, sitting in the middle here. I don't think it'd be really tough to do this with 3 adults in the back, so you're kind of looking at 2 adults only, or just a really, really short drive down to the ice cream shop or something for 3. Okay, got a little seat thing right there, mat pocket. Other than that, no frills, no USB ports, no power outlets, nothing. Up front, a little bit of a different story. There's actually a pretty decent amount of space. I haven't spent a ton of time in it yet, but seat comfort seems pretty decent. There's no adjustable lumbar, so not looking forward to a long drive in this, but taking a look around the interior, it's a nice clean design. Here's that oh so valuable center armrest here that you gotta upgrade to a new trim and a convenience package to get, and it's really even not that big. It's an average sized wallet that's particularly empty right now. Got this nice little leather shift boot. I will admit the shifter's taken up a good amount of space, but it's got a solid feel to it, and a lot of people appreciate Hyundai just not trying anything new and fancy, just sticking with the basics. Got your heated seats here with that, what package was it? Premium or convenience or premium package. Oh, so premium. $23,000 car. But I like the layout. I like how intuitive everything is. I mean, we're switching cars all the time, me and Chris over at the Topher, and the fact that I can just hop on in and figure out right away where all the controls are and how everything works, that can't be said for every vehicle that we get into. I do think it's kind of silly though. This is like an average size button right here, or sorry, knob. And this, the volume one, is like really big, and because of that, it's really easy to turn, and it kind of feels cheap. Whereas this one feels like a really solid knob. I don't know. Minor things, gentlemen and ladies. Minor things. All right. Got push button start here. Thank you, comfort package. And a little tiny LCD, probably TFT display down there. Just 2 colors, giving you your basic info, but I do like that it has a digital speedo. Thank goodness. Let's get that off. A little bit of heat in the seat. Let's get on the road. Very much an upright seating position in the venue. Throttle control is smooth. You can kind of just ease right onto it and just gets you up nicely to speed. I'm a big fan of dark bottoms of interiors and light up on the top, so I appreciate that color combo here from Hyundai. Another thing that I want to point out, and I noticed this the very first time I drove this car the other day, the heated seats heat up really quickly. Like right now, I just turned that on, just down the street here, and I'm only on level 1, and it's already warm. So that's really nice to see. It's those little things that are just, they make the day-to-day driving that much more enjoyable. Because if you're getting in a car, what car was it? I think it was the Nissan Kicks that we had a few weeks ago. That took like minutes, many minutes, for you to even be able to feel the heat, even on high. Whereas this, it's already up and warm. Even though this is a brand new car from Hyundai, you're really not getting many surprises here. It's a small crossover. It drives like one. It's not fast. It's not sporty, even though it does have a sport mode. But it's comfortable. I've actually come to really like Hyundai's steering recently. It just kind of, it has a nice weight to it. It doesn't feel over boosted or too heavy. It just, I don't know. I was joking with Chris that we had a BMW X4M competition and a Hyundai Ioniq at the same week. And I kind of liked the steering in the Hyundai better than the BMWs. I like the interior design elements here. These little bits of silver and that tan down there really make it not feel too bland and like it's just all black plastic. And yeah, I mean, things are hard, chunky around here, but I actually haven't really minded by driving around a little bit. However, I will say that right here where your elbow goes is hard, and I wish they would have just spent the extra few dollars per vehicle it would have cost to put something squishy right there. This material is squishy on the center armrest, but you're dealing with hard over there, and my elbow, bony elbow right on the hard plastic surface, that's going to get old real quick. What else do you need to know? Got a manual parking brake. That's something these days. Like I said, HVAC's very straightforward. When you turn it on, you just see the temperature there in the middle and the fan level above it and where the air is pointing below. Nice to see. And a nice off switch there. Is it super quiet? No. Is it super comfortable? No. Is it okay? Yep. It is kind of cool to see navigation in a car like this. I know a lot of the manufacturers are going with their less expensive cars to not offering factory nav, assuming that you can just plug in your smart device and use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. And I do kind of have to admit that those manufacturers, I tend to agree with them. I mean, any vehicle that I own that has Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, I am most often just going to be plugging in my phone and having that going. But it is nice that Hyundai does still include that and gives people the option of using either one. However, if I had to pick between built-in nav and a squishy bit on the door, I think you know which one I'd be picking. You can simulate shifts in this car. There's no paddle shifters, thank goodness, because it doesn't need them, but you get that really satisfying thud. Listen to that. Anyway, even though it's not actually shifting gears, there are simulated shift points. Nice aggressive Jeep, bro. That you can kind of have the car hold a gear. Just listen to that 4-cylinder scream. Alright, let's give it some beans here on this on-ramp. Oh boy, semi-truck. Wow, I can go up into first in 20 miles per hour. Actually, pretty immediate response to that simulated shifting there. That's not too bad. On the highway, it's fine. It's a little bit, you do kind of notice the wind will sort of grab the car, and it's not super like kind of hunkered down and confident feeling. And there's a decent amount of road noise and wind noise. What I like is how responsive the transmission is. I can kind of just lean into it, and yeah, it's got to rev up a lot. Probably just to get this engine in the power band and have it do something, but there's not really a lag or delay there. Sport mode. Sport mode just kind of doesn't really do anything. I mean, it holds the revs up a little bit more, but I don't really know when you'd be using it. I think it's kind of silly they put that in there. Alright, you guys want to see your 0 to 60? Of course you do. Traction control off, not that we'll need it. Sport mode, drive, no brake torque, beans. I don't know how many seconds that was, but it was enough. I'm there. 60 to 0, ready, and brake. You know, I do all these tests on all these vehicles, the 60 to 0, 0 to 60, and there's something about this one that when you do the 60 to 0 and you slam on the brakes and then you release them afterward, the car sort of like settles back down on its rear end, and I'd really like to see an outside view to kind of get an idea of what it's doing down there, or back there. Oh no, we're gonna be stuck behind this semi-truck forever. Ow. Sore. Wailing. Alright, is there anything else I want to mention about... Oh, hey, just kidding. Goodbye, Mr. Truck. You know, I will say I've been kind of hard on this thing, recording videos for... Oh, hush yourself. Recording videos for Winding Road, as well as Daily Motor. Throughout all this thrashing, if you guys can hear me over that engine, what are we getting on fuel economy? 26.7. Not too bad. Alright, roundabout here. I should have put the key in my pocket. Sorry you guys have to listen to that. Well, what were you guys expecting? It made it. Alright. That's enough fun for today. Ooh, oh boy! Chevy Trax, eh? Think they want to race? Now this is a super minor Daily Motor complaint, but no handrest, or sorry, no handle right here, even though there's clearly a spot for it. That's disappointing. So this kind of seems to be the replacement for small vehicles like a Hyundai Accent or a Hyundai Elantra or Honda Civic or Ford Fiesta, all those sort of like entry-level cars that young 20s and teenagers, those type of people might have been buying or getting bought for them. This kind of seems to be the segment that's sort of replacing it, or at least manufacturers are hoping to replace them. I kind of get it in some ways. You sit up a little higher, you feel like you have a little bit more usable space. You probably do in terms of raw measurements, have a little bit more space in here than some of those other vehicles, but you do give up a little bit of kind of the driving fun. I mean, throwing this thing around has kind of been like ironically fun. Like I'm just kind of pushing it to its limit just to see what happens and just kind of, you know, having fun just for the sake of it. But those old little cars like a little Accent or Ford Fiesta or Chevy Spark or something, I mean, you could actually throw those around because they're lightweight, low to the ground, and you could sort of have genuine driving fun with them. Not so much in the venue. But it does its intended purpose. It's safe, it's relatively efficient, it's got your modern amenities. I gotta say, it does look pretty good. So hit me up in the comments, let me know what y'all think about the Hyundai Venue. As always, thank you for watching, tuning in, and checking out this video and any others you might be interested in. If you did like it, definitely helps if you hit that subscribe button, hit the like, check out our other videos. Let me know in the comments if there's something else you'd like to see on any of these vehicles or any other vehicles that you might want to see. I'm Charlie from Daily Motor. We will see you on the next one. Drive on.